Hey girls, it's Miss Fletcher. So before we go, I wanted to remind you of something that we do at St. Mary's that's so special and that I miss a lot. So I want to see if you can join in with me. We're going to sing This Little Light of Mine, okay? Ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Liza is, like, when I've tried to explain Liza's personality to other people, there is no one that I can relate her to because she was completely one of a kind. When I say that she led with her heart, I cannot mean that any more strongly. If Liza felt something, she did it. She went after it 100%.
I'm Liza's least athletic friend for sure. We did not bond over her sports. Right after I had my daughter Annie, I decided I wanted to run my first half marathon. And I told Liza, and she said, well, I'll do it with you. And so Liza and I did some of our long runs together, which was comical. And then came to race day, the St. Jude half, and she stuck by me the whole way through, even though it pained her to run a 10 or 11-minute mile with me.
She was a bright spot. I mean, she was the kid that could make everybody laugh. She's the kid that I could be getting into the team and, be in the worst mood and, look over and you just see Liza smiling.
I know we talk about her being a light. That's genuinely what she was. I think, and that's why people were drawn to her, whether it was teammates or friends or family or her students. She had this contagious personality where you wanted to be near her.
Wherever she went, I felt like she had a girl gang of whether it was people in her class at Hutchinson, people on the soccer team, people that she ran with, people that she taught with across the street, her little girl gang of the kindergartners or the soccer players. Like, she just brought everybody into her world and just made them feel like they mattered.
She didn't allow things to really get her down. And if they did, she just had this innate ability to find the positive in it.
Liza faced obstacles almost, it seemed, all the time just because of how fast she ran through life. And because she was so brave and sure of herself and sure of her faith, she knew that when she met an obstacle, whether that was on the sports field, personally, professionally, she knew that she herself and the obstacles that she had surpassed in her past, coupled with her faith, would get her through whatever obstacle it would be. And it never slowed her down. Like, I picture her, because she literally ran hurdles, it looked like that through life. She cleared it and she didn't stop to look back and fret over what had just happened. She was on to the next one.
I mean, Liza's smile says it all. She had the biggest smile, and it was just through her whole body. She was pure and innocent and just one of a kind.
When this happened with Liza a couple of years ago, we were on the road with our team, and that's when the news came out about what had happened.
Police frantically searching tonight for a Midtown mom, last seen early this morning being forced into a black SUV.
Police found Liza Fletcher's body 4 days after she was
around the clock to find Liza Fletcher.
None of my players obviously knew Liza, and I'll never forget having to call a meeting and sit down with the team. I will never forget when I addressed the group and I told my team that she was one of them. They didn't know it was a former Memphis soccer player. And that weekend was a weekend I'll never forget when we found out. And, as collectively as a group, the team, the players too, decided that they wanted to, dedicate the entire season in her honor to Liza. And we made the Sweet 16, right? That's something, even through all the success that we had and all the championships, we had never made it that far. And I don't know if we would have done that without Liza. I really don't. And she was a huge part of our team. And I say the craziest thing that happened that year, where it's you knew Liza was part of the team was, yes, we went to a penalty shootout in the semifinals of the conference tournament. One of their players step up, and sure enough, she's wearing number 26, which was Liza's jersey. And she steps up, she hits the post. And when she hits the post, the game was being streamed on, ESPN Plus. And the commentator said, "Wow, Memphis must have a guardian angel." And I didn't know this was going on. That never sunk in until after I got to come back and watch it. But we ended up winning the penalty shootout the next kick to advance to the final. And then we ended up winning the final. That was a moment that will give anybody goosebumps.
The defender steps to the spot. The pressure just continues to build as we begin the 7th round. And Eaton Collins off the woodwork.
Saved by the post. There must be a guardian angel there sitting on the post for Memphis this evening.
Well, I got involved 2 years ago, the women's sports at the University of Memphis. I was asked to be on the 901 Women. I went to the first meeting and I wanted to see the facilities and see what was going on, meet all the coaches. And Brooks was the first person to step up and say, "Hey, I want to meet with you, want to talk to you." So I went to the university one day to South Campus, and he had prepared a notebook for me, kind of showing me his thoughts on things that could be done and improved for the women's soccer program. So I went and toured the facilities. And I thought, you know what, we can do better. We can do better as a university. We can do better as a city in supporting this program and the success that he had had. And they deserve to have, a decent locker room, a decent facility for people to come and watch them play. And so that's really when I got fully invested in trying to make the facilities better and give them a better space.
It would be a game changer to have a facility to really house our kids. I've been fighting to get this for our kids for years. We've come close at times. So for this to become a reality, it means everything. I mean, the kids that have come through this program and won championships and done what they've done over the years, they've earned this. They deserve it. So to be able to not only name this facility after Liza, it's a dream come true for a coach that's been here going into my 25th year. And so it's going to help in so many ways. It's going to help just internally for our team to have the girls have a place where they can just hang out together, right? And bond from the recruiting standpoint, right? Because this is going to be an unbelievable facility.
I think having this soccer stadium named in Liza's honor and in her memory is a perfect way to remember Liza, because like so much has been said about the way that her life ended. We want to remember all of the wonderful pieces of who she was. Really dips into a lot of kind of the buckets of who Liza was, from the athlete, the fierce competitor on the field, and also the champion for other athletes. And I think, too, for it to be a stadium that can bring the community together, Liza was at her core a Memphian, tried and true, through and through. And I think it is just really special the way that symbolizes her love for our entire community.
To name it after Liza feels fitting.
To be able to name the stadium after such a wonderful kid, it means the world. It means the world to be able to do that.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.